Welcome to Angel and the Wiz, folks. You can figure it out for yourself. I want to thank Matthew. He was on with us last week, giving us a different perspective, a different point of view. And this week we have Adam, who's visiting with us from a far and distant galaxy. And we're gonna. I don't know what we're gonna talk about, but we'll talk a little bit about some stuff. There. But you're into the alien thing and all that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Since I was a kid.
really.
Mm-hmm.
What really originally got you into it?
Well, a couple different things. I had some eyewitness accounts and stuff.
No. You can't just say that. What do you mean?
Okay. Well, okay.
You've seen aliens?
No. Not those. I've seen UFOs before.
You really
So
have?
that's what actually got me.
Really?
Yes.
That's cool.
I've had 3 sightings. A 4th one very recently, but
Around here?
my other eyewitness doesn't want to ever admit that it happened.
Okay.
But the earliest one I can think of was when I was with my mother.
Okay.
We were driving home. I'm from upstate New York,
Okay.
so very, very rural area, a lot of farmland and trees and hills and stuff like that. So
Low populations.
yes,
Okay.
yes, low population. So the town I'm from, the Little Valley, and that's literally what it is. It's a little valley, and it's my graduating class of 36 in high school, so that's how small it is. We didn't have a grocery store, so we have to go to the neighboring town,
Right.
Salamanca. But we were driving the back roads, getting groceries from Salamanca, driving back home.
Right.
This is at winter time, so it was like 7 o'clock, so the sun is set. It's
Right.
dark out.
Right.
And, we were driving on the side of a hill, Bucktooth Run, I believe the name of the road was,
Right.
and it's on the side of a hill.
Right.
So if you look out to the right, the hill goes down, and the trees are still there because it's not too far down.
Right.
I look out the side window, and there's 2 lights,
Okay.
which are like kind of there. They're like little balls.
Okay.
My first thought is, it's probably a 4-wheeler or something, because there's a lot of
Okay.
4-wheeling and dirt bike and stuff.
Oh, you
like
mean
that.
driving around in the...
Yeah,
okay.
driving around in the trails.
Right.
So I didn't think of anything of it.
Right.
A couple seconds later, I look back because I'm thinking, well, the lights are kind of level,
Right.
like parallel to the car.
Right.
And
Now, were they big or small?
No, they were small, maybe
Okay.
about like that big.
Okay, really? Okay.
Yeah, and there were 2 of them.
Okay.
And then after I watched them, I noticed that they were interweaving between the trees.
Okay.
Now, if you're on a 4-wheeler, it
Can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Motorcycle.
Yeah.
You could. Dirt bike.
Well, no. I don't mean interweaving as in like they're going like behind some trees. They were going like in between them.
Okay.
But I also noticed that they were interweaving independently. They were not set.
Couldn't be 2 motorcycles. That's what I
Yeah.
meant. Okay, and they weren't interweaving like on the ground.
No,
they were
weren't.
interweaving
They were
up in the tree.
Yeah, up
Okay.
in the trees.
Okay.
And I look in for a second, and I go, Mom, take a look at this. Then my mom looks over, and she's like, oh my God! She
Right.
like freaks out. And
Okay.
nothing really happened. We just, saw them.
Right. That's okay.
And stuff, yeah.
But well, listen. The reason I ask is because like I've never done that. I've never seen anything. I've never seen anything like that. And so it's interesting. Okay, that was number 1. About what age?
Oh, I was probably about 8 or 9.
Okay, see, so you got a chance. Okay, so now tell me about the next one.
Oh, yeah.
Now, but these were just, but something that big. And do you think of it as just like a probe from something, or or do you think that that's some kind of UFO and there's little people in it?
Well, personally, I don't know, because I just say UFO because it's a unidentified flying object.
Right.
I don't know what it is.
Right.
Is it like an alien probe? I don't know. It could be, because up in the area I'm from, there is a lot of old Native American
Right.
sites and stuff
Right.
like that.
Right.
Some people I've actually told this to. Some people have said they've seen the same thing.
Right.
And
Oh, yeah.
there's an old the Seneca are from up there. It's an old Seneca thing that it's the spirit of the forest.
Okay.
That's kind of just looking after its home.
And bottom line is, couldn't that be, while that's their interpretation of it, it could very well be a probe from something that's being directed around or sent down to look around, stuff like that. And it would be just natural for them to identify it that way,
interpret it
to
as,
interpret it
yeah.
in words that they are used to using.
Yeah, because they wouldn't know what a probe would be. I mean,
Yeah, right.
closest thing they have would be is like a scout, but you know they
Right,
assume.
right. Yeah, but they never make the
Yeah.
association. Just like how many times do we think of, in the ancient alien theories, they talk about. Oftentimes they're saying that things and people that were called gods were really just extraterrestrials.
They had higher technology that they associated with being magic or
And they
divine
could only
power.
describe it in words relative to things that they knew.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about number 2.
I was driving from Jamestown, where my dad lives, back
Okay.
home,
Right.
because I would visit him on the weekends.
Right.
And I remember seeing out the windshield. Ironically enough, all my sightings happened within a car. Way off above a hill, it was right above an electrical power generator.
Okay.
It was a very solid metallic silver, shape disc. It was
big, small.
It was
hard to tell.
Well, it wasn't big or small. It was, my guess, maybe about 100 feet in diameter.
A plane, biggest plane.
Yeah.
There's something that could definitely contain people, or
yes, yes.
Yeah,
It could be a craft.
okay, could be correct.
So it was, circular.
Art bell.
The
eat your
very
heart out.
so
Okay.
it's something. If somebody said, "Oh, I saw a UFO," that's what it looked like.
Right,
It
okay,
was-
right.
Everybody associates with,
Okay.
and it was just hovering right above it. Was
Right.
not moving. Was
Right.
not doing anything. Was not
Okay.
making any sounds, and it was
Okay.
just there.
Okay. How long did it stay?
Oh,
Did you
I don't
leave
know,
it
because,
and it was still
yeah,
there?
we had to turn off onto an exit to get on like another road.
Right.
So, but from the time I saw it, from the time we left, it was
Okay.
still there.
Okay, now, just as a question. Were you looking through glass where it could have been a reflection? Were you looking out directly out of the window? I mean, is there anything else that it could have been, or that, you know what I'm getting from? In other words, is there any chance it could have been something else? Or no, you feel comfortable?
When I first saw it, it was through the windshield.
Okay.
So if it was the initial thing, it could have been,
Right.
a reflection
Right,
or
right, right.
mirror image or something.
Sure.
But as we turn,
Right.
the same image stayed in the same spot,
Okay.
even when you saw it
good.
through a
Sure.
different window.
Good.
So,
Fine.
yeah.
Okay, so that was number 2.
The third one,
Third one.
actually.
Now look at this. You've got, how many people never see any? And you're coming up on the third one that you're going to tell us about. Now, do you think it's because you're just observing, just paying more attention, or do you think, there's some reason?
Well, personally, I believe that it's because I believe that they are actually there.
Okay.
The
You don't
brain,
have anything in plan. Okay.
the brain will see what it wants to see, and if something
married
if,
like
if
that 3
something is
times.
completely out of your personal reality,
Right.
your brain, even if your eyes see it, your brain will not see it.
Okay.
There's an old tale that
Pardon me.
Columbus actually wrote down when he landed in what island was it? Jamaica.
In the Indies? I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, the first island he landed on, after they learned the language, they said that when the natives first encountered Columbus' ship,
Right.
when the ship
Came.
was coming up,
Okay.
the natives noticed the ripples in the water.
Right.
But they couldn't find out what it was because they couldn't see anything that was making the ripples.
You kidding?
It wasn't until the chieftain, who is the spiritual advisor,
Right,
and,
right, right.
person who is more open to
Right.
difference, actually saw the ship and told everyone else
Right.
that there was a large ship there, that everybody else actually saw it, even though it was right there in the water. But because everybody believed that the chieftain, because he's the chieftain,
Right.
what he says is true,
Right.
they believed him,
Right.
so then
Those
they
were
saw
the
it.
days, boy.
So you could be looking at something right in front of you,
Right.
and not see it.
But how could you not see that?
It's just some people either don't want to believe, they don't believe it actually exists,
Right.
or don't understand, or don't want to. Some
Pardon
people
me.
are just
Democrats.
scared.
Just kidding. Sorry. I couldn't resist it. Okay, so now was that the last one, third one, or there was a fourth
No,
one?
that wasn't. No, I didn't
one
tell
more?
you the third one yet. The
Oh.
second one was the one I saw.
Oh, that was the shape.
second one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well then go for the third.
The third one was actually when I was driving home from work.
Okay.
Here, it was
Uh-huh.
actually up on 27.
Okay.
I was coming over a hill, pretty close to my house,
Right.
and it was pretty cloudy out.
Right.
Very cloudy, like the entire, it was a typical Florida.
Okay, sure.
And I noticed like a ball of orange light, like way up, maybe about like a mile in the
Okay.
sky.
Okay.
Thinking it's a star.
Right.
You know.
What time of day?
This is, it must have been like 10 o'clock at night or
Oh,
something.
okay.
Yeah. Dark, nighttime. Thinking it's a star, maybe like a plane or something.
Sure.
You know,
Right.
there's an airport right down the road. So.
Okay.
Didn't really think anything of it. I'm like, you know, see lights like that all the time.
Right.
But I kept looking at it, and then suddenly, like, more and more started appearing. Now, normally, like, when there's airplanes, they're quite far away, you know, because traffic control and stuff like that. You don't
Sure.
want accidents.
Mm-hmm.
But each of the lights were the exact same shape, exact same size, and they were lining up in a perfect line.
Okay.
Now, as those started appearing, when the last one, about the fourth one, stopped,
Right.
the other side started appearing up too, so
Okay.
making a V shape.
Okay. That happened
No.
in Phoenix, right? Remember?
Yes, the
That's
Phoenix lights.
Yeah, because that's
that
just
they
the
said
same
were
pattern
flares.
kind of thing?
Yes.
No, they weren't flares. It was odd.
No.
Please, give me a break. You ever seen a flare line up with itself? I don't think
Yeah,
so.
and stay in position
No,
in
no,
the same
no, no,
elevation.
no.
No,
That
doesn't
was
happen.
definitely a fixed something. Fixed wing something.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
So-
Okay, so this would you saw this here. Okay.
Yeah.
So the lights came on one side, came on the
They
other
came out
side.
making a V shape. Now, it could have been a triangle.
Right.
Maybe, I don't know. I couldn't really see it because it was
Sure,
so
sure,
dark.
sure.
You know?
Okay.
I can
And you could
the
only
same
see the
shape.
lights.
I can only see the lights. Whether they
Okay.
were lights from a craft or all different ones,
Right.
I don't know.
Wow.
Because it was so dark, I couldn't actually see any form because
Excuse
of
me.
the clouds and stuff like that. But
You have no history of extraneous chemical abuse. I'm just checking out. Now, what was your judging of the size? I mean, I know it's too far away, and
No,
this is
it was
approximate.
really, really
this is-
high now.
But I mean, plane size probably.
oh, probably
bigger.
bigger, way
Okay.
big, way big. Because it looked like the lights themselves were about the size of a plane.
Okay.
So if there were about 5 on one side,
Right.
like with the bottom one being the point,
Right.
so the 4 on the other side, making a, you know, an isosceles triangle.
Right.
So there would have been 9 lights, each
Right.
the size of a plane themselves.
Now,
So-
did they? You said they come on one at a time, or
Yeah, they came
okay.
on one at a
Okay,
time.
and then when they were all lit, did they stay lit, or did they go back
Yeah,
off?
they stayed lit and they
Okay.
stayed in position in the
Okay.
same spot.
Yeah, see, that's what blows the flare thing.
Yeah.
That story. I mean, I mean, believe me, I grew up in the '60s. They tried to tell us that Lee Harvey Oswald from the back shot the guy in the front. It's a tough shot. So
Twice,
believe,
nonetheless.
yeah, right. So I mean, I understand about that, and you have to sometimes go with what you see.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, does it worry you, Adam, that
That there might be something.
no, that you're seeing these things? I
No.
mean, you've had
No.
4 sightings. Some people have none ever. You know what I mean? Don't you
No.
then you worry about you being tracked or something?
No.
Okay.
Because if these things are real and the government is like tracking them and trying to hush up, they probably would have visited me already.
Okay. Because
So-
they knew you were receptive.
Well, I don't know, maybe.
Well, I mean, and I have
Maybe
to
they
say,
know, maybe they don't. Well, think about like a lot of people publish a lot of books about the same material,
Right.
And nobody really says anything to them. So
Right.
I mean, it's not like I'm leaking secret documents or anything about them or anything.
no, sometimes that's good. But I've noticed, being an old person, I've noticed a train of what we refer on television, especially about alien encounters, and all these other different things, and I've noticed the storyline has changed, and it's really clear if you look at it for 30 or 40 years that we've gone from the ridicule to the
to a little more acceptance.
this could be happening. And and then the church comes out of however long ago it was and said, well, just because they're aliens, that doesn't have any effect on God and everything else. So,
Yeah.
I mean, so it does seem that this slow process has started, which is headed there. Where then at some point when they, one of these days on A&E, it's going to, because the A&E, History Channel, places like that have been slowly changed. In other words, they have gone. The same people that used to ridicule don't anymore. They're, the opening to Ancient Aliens is, well, what if millions of people believe, la 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 la, and all that, and they go, well, were they here? Are they going to come back and stuff like that? So it's very easy for me to believe that that we're being spoon-fed this stuff because we're incapable of dealing with anything unless it's spoon-fed to us. Yucko, I don't believe that, but and we know that we have an incredibly inflated picture of self-worth with some of the people that represent us, where they are convinced that they are the only ones. You know what I could never figure out? Why? Because you got elected to office, does that mean you know anything about anything? These people prance around like, well, I know healthcare, and I know this, and I know that, and what did you do in your life to learn all this garbage? I mean, nothing. Oh, okay. Well, so why should we listen to you now, just because you got elected? And we've talked about this on Angel News. It's nice once in a while to say, and we did it on 20 points. I'm running for president. It's a long story. Okay, actually, you've been wrapped into it. Okay, you know all about it. Okay, and one of the points that I've tried to, because I get constantly grilled, no, I don't know anything about it, but I know the people that know, and I can talk to them and find out from them. And you would be far better served to have somebody that's willing to say, I don't know nothing, but I know who knows. I can get the people that know, rather than claim to be this person that knows everything about these people that run for office these days. I know it has nothing to do with aliens. Maybe you don't. Is that they're just it's arrogance.
They know politics, and that's it.
That's what they know. They know how to run for office, and some of them, as is painfully obvious now, some of them know how to run for office, and that's all. And that's all they do, is they run for office, and then Valerie Jarrett becomes president of the United States without running for office. It's those kind of things that we see. But that's, and I don't think that ties into the alien synopsis that we're speaking of now, but you can't never be too sure, but listen, and haven't you heard, I bet you, because you've been in this for a long time, you've heard stories about how presidents and the Majestic 12 and all these other who know about this and have seen about it, and they keep it in their tight little group, and they keep a lid on it, tight as can be. You've heard all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's why I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. And here, this one I will share with you, because I know that you'll know what I'm talking about. That place in Mexico, the street of the gods, the death.
Nazca lines?
No, not the Nazca lines. The pyramid of the sun, the pyramid of the moon.
The steps.
Yeah, okay. And there's this thing down in Mexico, and they got the pyramid of the sun here and the pyramid of the moon here, or something, or back and forth. It's called the Alley of the Dead, or something like that. And they've got all these little things along the side, and they all got steps on them, and they all go nowhere. Okay. So here we've got all of these things with steps that go up. I wish I had the picture. They go up, and they don't go to anything. But they all have a nice flat surface where something could easily sit down on it, and it could go up. And that's the other thing, I think we talked about this one time. I don't know if it was you or with Tink, but about if you look at all of those places that have we'll call them pyramids. I don't know if they really are, but with the stairs, those stairs are not designed to be walked down. Those stairs are only designed to be walked up. Okay, so my question being, what comes to me is, well,
why would you build stairs?
Why are you building stairs that only go up? It's like that Twilight Zone episode where they say it's to serve man. It's to serve man. It's a menu. You know what I mean? So who knows whether we will cultivate it as cattle at some point? But
The ancient Mesopotamians believe that.
Really? Well, all I know is that when you look at those buildings, those things, they're built of stone. Everything is built for a reason. It's built to serve a specific purpose. It was built of stone for a reason. It was built with stone. Was it because it has to support a lot of weight, or because it had to last a long time? I mean, these are the kind of things. And when you look at any of those steps on any of those things, they're only one-way steps, because you know how the body leans, okay, when it walks. Well, it's obviously not designed for coming down. So anyway, that's just my opinion. We're okay. Oh, I have to say this: we have the final visit with Suzy at the dump this week, and we have about 4 minutes left, so we've done pretty good. Wow. So what's your feeling? Do you what's your feeling? We talked about aliens pretty much. So we'll wrap up with that. What's your feelings about it?
Well, I believe they're real.
Okay.
I believe that they're here. I believe that they've been here probably longer than we have.
Okay. You think they're still here?
Yeah, I believe they do. I actually believe that they're here and they
just walk among us.
Yeah, and I just gotta.
That's
say,
why you can see them.
I gotta say is like, if this is something that worries you, don't, because trust me, if they were here to like take over the planet, whatever, they would have done it already.
Sure, like that.
If they wanted to kill us, there's a lot easier ways, and we wouldn't even know it. Because one, they would not wage war; they'd be pointless. Because there are many easier ways to kill a species than wage war.
Right.
They can engineer a virus.
Right.
Just.
But they don't want to. They don't want to spoil the meat.
well, that's the thing.
Sorry,
It's like if they're here for the planet, they want the planet. They don't want to destroy the resources. They know war would do that. They would just be like, here's a virus. Virus would spread, kill everybody. Humans are gone. No resistance. Go ahead and take it. They would have done that a long time ago.
Oh, good. So let me throw some at you. What about all those places that we see, built with huge stones that we can't even hardly lift up today, and they all look like
Stonehenge?
Well, Stonehenge or Machu Picchu or any of these different places, where it looks like there was some kind of battle that blew some of these temples up. You know, these great big, because they're all big, huge, heaven, hundreds and hundreds of tons of stone, and here they're all scattered around. Excuse me, pardon me. And I just wonder, and I've seen stories about there's the underground caves, like there's a town up here and there's all these miles of caves down below.
Yeah, that was in New Mexico.
Yeah, I don't remember. All I know is that you kind of wonder. See, what throws
People
me.
would have hidden them miles.
Well, the point that I'm looking at is this: everything is built for a function, and it's built with what it needs to perform its function. So there's a great book on the Giza power plant by Christopher Dunn, and it says that the Great Pyramid was as a harmonic generator. That is, it takes the sound, the hum, the natural hum from the earth, pops it up, amplified it up, and then send it out. I guess as a microwave or whatever. Great book, because he was an engineer and he looked at it. What could this do? What could it function as? And that's the thing that comes back to me when I see all these stone buildings and everything else. When you're building stuff like that, nobody asks why. Nobody says, why was this made of stone? What was the you look at the effort it would have had to take to make that. Okay.
Along the same lines.
Yes.
Common misbelief: pyramids were not built as tombs for the pharaohs.
Absolutely not.
It took longer to build a pyramid than it would be for the lifespan of the pharaoh.
I agree completely.
And in traditional culture, they've never actually claimed that. They've never claimed that the pyramids were built as bare pyramids.
And there's no writing inside. There's none of the stuff that is in the normal tombs. All that stuff that they send with their dear departed, etc.
If you actually do the research, they never found a single pharaoh in the pyramids.
No.
They've always been found in burial sites outside of the pyramids.
You may not believe this, but our time is up.
All right.
So I
fix this thing so I can do a proper toast.
I send you my very best. Thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, you're welcome.
So to Matthew last week and to Adam this week. Next week you'll be stuck with the girl again, and we'll go on from there. I hope that you had fun this time. Until next time, and here's Suzy.
I've never been here before, but of course I come to the dump quite often. I have an awful lot of leaves to dispose of.
Have you ever found? You've never been here, so you've never found anything.
No, I've never been here. Just today, I asked today what was it for, and I was told that it's a place that things were left, the souvenirs, whatever.
Are you going to bring anything here yourself? Do you think?
Yes, whatever I have at home to get rid of. Hopefully, somebody else can use it.
Okay. Well, we.
Just find that faucet piece here?
Yes, I did. I just.
Oh yeah. Let's see this. Let's see.
The faucet seems to be very good, very
Now,
useful.
see that? Yeah. There's
And
nothing wrong with
certainly
that.
nothing wrong with it. I mean, a normal person who has a sink or something, they could certainly use it. I mean, it's a very good one, too.
Well, if you're watching, whoever brought this to the salvage department, we thank you for this.
I
It was.
thank
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Well, I hope you have a good time with it, and I hope it works. Okay. Have a nice weekend. All right. Okay, Dave. I think we should just look at this last two items here. Come on, Dave. Wait, we're getting all tangled up here. Now, I hate to do dishes, and you know, during Christmas time, I got this set of like Joy liquid detergent. But this is the thing I have been waiting for, Dave. Look at it. It's white. It will work with any color kitchen. It's a dishwasher, Dave. Look. Completely.
I think you killed it, Suzy.
Wait. There we go. Okay, it's even got a spoon in it. A spoon. So, you know, it comes with a little extra something. It's not brand new, but hey, you know, for free. Let's see. I don't think you could use it in your tent, Dave, so I'm not going to recommend that you take it. But it's a pretty good brand, I think. It's got no name on it, which means, you know, you don't have to worry about ever getting it fixed if it breaks down or something. Okay, let's kind of move along here, because this is the best deal of all. When we pulled up, I saw this sitting here, and you know, the Germans are supposed to make things that last forever, but I guess in this case, it's got some problems. Otherwise, nobody would leave it here. It looks to me to be a Mercedes-Benz, and maybe the keys are in it. What do you think, Dave?
Well, I don't know. I think you ought to check it out for rust first, Suzy. You know, these things go so fast out here.
Well, do you think we should see if we can get it started and take it for a ride?
Sure. I don't know. People are giving away these German cars left and right these days. So it may be more trouble than it's worth, but why not check it out? You know?
Okay, well, you want to get in it now? Should we try it out?
Okay.
Okay, well, we're going to go on our next story then. We're going to go into town and show you what kinds of really hot new in-style foods are available on the grocery market shelves, because the weekend's here and you want to be in style when your guests come out for the weekend and you want to know what to buy. So we're going to peruse the shelves.